What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at the Stokastic NFL DFS lineup generator for the Week 11 main slate. In this video, I'm going to be looking at some DraftKings lineups. If you're looking for a FanDuel lineups, that is going to be a different video on the Stokastic YouTube page. While you're coming in, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and hit that notification button so you can get alerts when our shows go live. If you haven't already signed up for the lineup generator, it is just $14.95 per week. That includes DraftKings and FanDuel. It includes the main slate. It includes every primetime showdown. It's like great time to sign up right now with the Thanksgiving slates coming up. Going to get some use out of it this week. Perfect time to sign up for the lineup generator. And I think it is a fantastic deal, even on regular weeks, because again, it's just $14.95. Every single lineup you get in the lineup generator has been run through the Stokastic Sims and is found to be a long-term profitable lineup. Any bad lineups have been thrown out. Only good lineups come out of the Stokastic lineup generator. Of course, I'm recording this video on a Friday. You're typically going to want to run the lineup generator as close to lock as possible, and you have updated information on who's in, who's out, who is going to be getting ownership, et cetera, et cetera. So as close to lock as possible is ideal, but we can get an idea of who's going to be looking good right now. So I'm going to do that looking at the DraftKings main slate. I'm going to do all stack types. We're going to get a mix of one-man stacks with a run back, two-man stacks with a run back. All of those included if you do all stack types. I'm also going to do all lineup types here. So we're going to get a mix of chalky, balanced, and contrarian lineups. I like to have kind of a portfolio of lineups. If you do all lineups, you might get a mix of different stack types, different risk profiles, all of that included. And that's kind of what I like to do with my lineup. So I'm going to do all lineups here. First lineup we see here, we've got a Geno Smith stack, single stack with just Tyler Lockett in this one. No bring back from the Rams. We have Josh Jacobs as the running back, along with Chuba Hubbard. CeeDee Lamb makes it into this one. He has been crushing it. Michael Wilson, currently questionable. We'll see if he ends up playing. But if he does end up playing, he's going to look like a great play at 3,400 with Kyler back. We've got Dalton Schultz and Jake Ferguson, double tight ends in this lineup. And then the Commanders defense against Tommy DeVito and the Giants. This looks like a great lineup. 98% total ownership. 129 projection. We can now compare this against other lineups as we're looking. So again, 129 projection, 98% total ownership for this one. Just a single stack with no bringbacks in this one. Let's take a look at what else we have. We got a couple Cowboys in there. That's kind of interesting. Both Ferguson and CeeDee Lamb with no Dak. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Jordan Love with Christian Watson, single stack once again. With the Packers here, we have Keenan Allen on the bringback. Rashad White and Brian Robinson are the running backs. I'm thinking that ownership on Brian Robinson is going to come up with Antonio Gibson out. Again, that's why you want to run the lineup generator as close to lock as possible, because I have to imagine this is going to come up significantly, that 3.7% ownership, just a smash spot against the Giants with no Antonio Gibson. We also have, interestingly, 3 Texans players in this lineup without the quarterback. Tank Dell, 20% projected ownership. Dalton Schultz, 15%. Devin Singletary at 10% ownership in this one. And we don't have any Cardinals bring back. So full-on onslaught without the quarterback of the Texans. Pretty interesting. We have the Rams defense in this one. So you see the first lineup, we had Geno Smith stack. Now we have the Rams defense in this one going up against that Seattle stack. So you can build different lineups, play it a lot of different ways. This one, 76% total ownership. 128 is the projection using the full salary cap. Third lineup, third different stack type. We've got Kyler Murray here with the running back James Conner and Trey McBride. We have 3 Texans on the bring back as well. So a full-on game stack here with the 3 Cardinals and then the 3 Texans as well with Devin Singletary, Tank Dell, and now Noah Brown in this lineup. Noah Brown, who I believe is also questionable. I think he's actually unlikely to play. So again, you're going to want to run this as close to lock as possible. My guess is that Nico Collins is going to look a little bit better, but he's also looking pretty expensive. So this is probably not a lineup that I would actually end up using, but it is the lineup type that I would like to use because we've got the full-on game stack Cardinals with Texans, and then we have a little mini stack here with Puka Nacua and DK Metcalf in the same game. Just the Commanders defense going up against the Giants. All right, we'll take a look at one more, and then we'll go to the end. So now, one of my favorite stacks this week, Tua Tagovailoa. This Dolphin stack looks fantastic. Interestingly, we have Jalen Waddle as the stacking partner instead of Tyreek Hill in this one. We have ETN and Devin Singletary as the running backs. Again, we have Texans, a lot of Texans representation in these lineups. Jalen Guyton making it in there for the Chargers, Evan Ingram, the tight end, Jerome Ford at 4% ownership in the flex. And then we have the Dolphins defense along with Tua and Jalen Waddle. We don't have any Raiders bringbacks in this one. This one's projecting for 135.5 points, 94.5% total ownership. Kind of mid in terms of chalkiness, projects really well though. Excuse me. Now I'm going to just go to the end, save all of these lineups, see what our exposures look like at the end, try to get an idea of who are some of the best plays on the slate. 70% Devin Singletary. Not a huge shock there. Devin Singletary had 30 carries last week. Dameon Pierce already ruled out this week. Now he gets a Cardinals defense that is very bad. You can expect the Texans to be running all over the Cardinals. So makes sense. We'll get to a ton of Devin Singletary. Also makes sense to get to a lot of this Commanders defense. Even though it's not a great defense, I mean, this is probably more than I would want, but 3.6K for the Commanders defense is a little bit expensive, but they're going up against Tommy DeVito and the Giants. Great spot for the Commanders defense. Getting a lot of Dalton Schultz, a lot of Tank Dell. As of now, getting a lot of Noah Brown, but I don't think he's going to play. So that's going to change by the time we do lock. That's why you want to run it as close to lock as possible. We've got Evan Ingram in there, Tyreek Hill, highest projected wide receiver by quite a bit this weekend, 9.3K. ETN getting a ton of volume. Cooper Kupp looking good. Some of those Ram stacks might be kind of interesting. Michael Wilson currently questionable. We'll see if he plays. Trey McBride's going to look pretty good either way as one of the few big-bodied receivers for the Cardinals. Jerome Ford, Dolphins defense. Pretty nice spread of different players in these lineups. Tons of players represented here in just 40 lineups. So nice little spread there. A lot of different types of ways to build plus EV lineups for the main slate. But you look in here, you can kind of see how those lineups are constructed, how much you want to be stacking, et cetera, et cetera. That's the cool thing. One of the cool things about the lineup generator. You can use it to just build your lineups and then use the lineups that it gives you if you're doing it close to lock. But even when you're not doing it close to lock, you can see what good lineups look like. You can study them a little bit by using the Stokastic lineup generator. So check it out if you haven't already done so. Don't know if I said this, but the link is in the description of this video. If you are on YouTube, that's where you can find the link. Check it out if you haven't already done so. $14.95 per week. Going to include DraftKings, FanDuel, main slate, showdown slates, all of that included. And this week we got the Thanksgiving slate. We've got the extra showdown slate on Friday. So fantastic time to check it out if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck this weekend.